welcome back to our Express special on hardcore hobbyists. This would be considered a nook and cranny here at Can-Am in Portique in Burnaby. They have all kinds of props for film and for TV. I think I'm playing a little Game of Thrones right here. What do you think? Well, up next, it's a country and western meets Dora the Explorer with a horse camp for kids.
Can you make your flat hand here? Good. And put your hand right up here and let Elvis take it from you.
Take it straight from the horse's mouth. This is the next generation of riding pros.
Today we washed the horses and fed the horses apples.
You make sure she knows that you're the boss.
They may be young, but these kids aren't horsing around. They're veteran riders.
I'm 5 and I started riding when I was 4.
How old are you?
4.
4. And how long have you been riding?
Since I was 3.
So turn and weave your pony.
The girls are part of the Parent and Taught program at the A&T Equestrian Center in Cloverdale. Their teacher is an Olympic hopeful who's been riding her whole life.
I actually started riding probably before I started walking, around 1. I had my first pony at 2 and I could trot around by myself. God, posting up out of the saddle.
She teaches me how to ride. She's a nice teacher.
The kids that start at this age are a lot braver by the time they're cantering and jumping because they've been doing it for, 5, 6 years. And now go up, down, up, down, up, down.
The kids get to pick which horse they ride. Mackenzie here chose a horse named Elvis.
I like Elvis because he's soft and fuzzy.
What's the name of the horse that you're riding today?
Sunshine.
Sunshine? And what do you like about Sunshine?
I like the color of her hair.
Can you give him a big pat on the bum? Say good boy, Elvis.
Good boy.
The parents here may not be in the saddle, but they're totally involved in the class.
My mom helps me ride.
They start off by holding the saddle, and then they work to independent things like you saw, like today with their airplane arms. Then they progress to trotting, and after this, they'll learn to hold reins, and then from there, they'll end up riding by themselves.
Parent Caprice Kanashenko says she used to be afraid of horses, but thanks to the class, she's thinking about lessons.
I think that'd be fun in the summer for the two of us to ride together. Yeah, I think it'd be awesome.
She feeds the carrots to the horses.
It is good for me because I am learning to be comfortable.
And then holding back on tight, okay?
And what did you learn today?
How to steer. My favorite part of the class is trotting.
The kids are chomping at the bit to learn more, but for 4 and 5 years old, I'd say they're already looking like pint-sized pros. I'm Bianca Salterbeck in Cloverdale for The Express.
Kat Lessing is a 2012 London Olympics hopeful, so she may be taking her passion for riding to the international stage next year. And now from big dreams, we go to big imaginations on a little tiny scale. Meet the hardcore hobbyists up next from Maple Ridge's Dewdney Allouette Railway Society.
We're a model railroad society. Our primary purpose is model railroading and to build a scale model of what Port Haney, Hammond, and Ruskin looked like in the 1930s.
The Dewdney Allouette Railway Society has been around for almost 30 years and is currently made up of 17 individuals who are passionate about miniatures and who continue to add to this display.
We come here Tuesday nights and Thursday nights from 7 till whenever. There was one Tuesday night we worked at 2 in the morning.
Every member has their own reasons for pursuing this hobby, which offers something for everyone.
There's the history of it, there's the modeling, there's the operation, new equipment coming out, old equipment being refurbished, lots of good friends in the hobby. There's all kinds of things. It becomes a lifestyle.
In the Dewdney Allouette Railway Society, each member is encouraged to pursue the aspect of the hobby that they enjoy most.
This is the main yard, so what we're doing is putting trains together. Actually, it is one area where I really enjoy the most is the switching and building trains and getting them dispatched out on the layout. There are other guys who love to watch the trains go round and round. I'd rather just make them up and break them down.
My role as scenery superintendent is to take care of landscape and buildings and structures, and there's a whole group of us about trees and buildings. I demolished a mountain and put a town in. And from that point of view, we now have lights in the buildings. So if we were to shut this place off in terms of the lighting and put on all of the building lights, then the whole town comes alive at night as well as in daytime.
The goal of the society is to reproduce history as accurately as possible, using archival photos and research, and also to allow each member to become a better miniature hobbyist.
There's lots of different facets to model railroading. There's electrical, there's carpentry, there's understanding how trains work. It's switching, it's I like every facet of it. It's just a lot of fun.
In Maple Ridge, I'm Kendall Harris for The Express.
To see the trains in person, the Dewdney Allouette Society offers tours on the last Sunday of every month, admission by donation. You're watching The Express, and our hardcore hobbyists, well, they're getting handsy. Up next.
And then you go over on this side and take a bump.
Karina's knitting group and the itch to stitch.
I love doing projects.
Glass artist Karen Ireland, from leisure to livelihood. The Express. We are your local voice.
Community programming on Shaw has been generously sponsored in part by
hairstyling and color services for Shaw TV, provided by the Lounge Hair Studio. LoungeHairStudio.com.
I'm an island girl, but Vancouver's definitely home. I think home is where your happy place is. That's what I love about The Express. We meet people who are passionate about what they do. And we're not pretending to be something we're not. We're just celebrating who we really are.
Welcome to The Express. I'm Johanna Ward. Today's show is all about you. I bet my dad would love to hang this in the pool room. Welcome back to The Express at Can-Am in Portique in Burnaby. Everybody's here. The King's here, Spock's here, endless possibilities. It's kind of a place where everything old is new again, just like in our next story, as we find out from our Sea to Sky host Nicole Fitzgerald that knitting isn't a tea granny hobby anymore.
At home, we always were knitting. My mother was knitting, the grandmother was knitting, so it was a social thing for us at home.
Almost 3 decades later, Karina Fisher has brought her social family tradition to Squamish. Every Thursday, Karina invites young and old, male and female, beginner and advanced, to her free knitting club at Newport Market. Thursday classes primarily focus on beginners, whereas Sunday classes are for the more advanced students.
And then you go over on this side and take a bump. That's more for people who can knit and purl, and I help them with projects. So when they start a sweater, for example, and they're stuck, then I can help them. Today I take the time for beginners because they are really starting off with needle and a yarn and they don't know what to do. I see after a while how they are doing, and then they start to knit a hat or a scarf.
The final touches on a black toque were slowly stitched together today, a staple item of the Sea to Sky corridor uniform.
They are really popular in the moment. Every kind of toques, so short ones, long ones, every year something else.
Karina first picked up her needles in her home country of Germany, where crocheting and knitting was a part of the school curriculum. Socks, jackets, toques, knitting in Europe was a part of daily living.
In the earlier days, I would say it was really helpful to knit because you could make your own socks, you could make your sweater, and it was so much cheaper. But the yarn was way, way cheaper too.
Now yarns come in all shapes and textures. Thick ones, skinny ones, shiny ones. Yarn is a knitter's painting palette, and the needles the brush.
There's so many yarns out, it's amazing, and you can all combine them. Different yarns have different characters. Wool is, for example, warm, cotton is cool. So you would use the cotton bamboo in the summertime and wool more in the wintertime.
Her husband Greg can knit, although he prefers to watch Karina work her own magic. The Newport Market owner keeps busy with his own personal hobby, behind the counter.
Which flavor would you like to try?
I think I need to take a look. Too many good things to choose from. Blackberry, tiramisu, cinnamon. I'm definitely going to try the pumpkin. That looks amazing.
Pumpkin one?
My husband's biggest hobby is eating, yeah.
homemade Italian gelato with real pumpkin whipped up in-house, hot chocolate created from chocolate medallions melted in milk, and paninis grilled golden. There is no question Greg relishes in the joy of good food, and now healthy alternatives.
Me being gluten allergic, started looking into other avenues. The flours are awesome that we have here, gluten-free flours, and Karina and I are playing around with making different breads and desserts and stuff like that for us, for home. The biggest seller, of course, are all the candies that we have here, the chocolate-covered almonds and raisins and yogurt almonds and raisins. But what we really like here are the seeds that we can get here, the hemp seeds, the chia seeds, sesame seeds, and you can add them onto every dish, salad, and you have a healthy alternative.
So Greg keeps happy in the kitchen while Karina gets creative out front. Both hobbies are something to smile about, fuel for the stomach, and warmth on a rainy day. From Squamish, I'm Nicole Fitzgerald for Shaw TV.
Karina's knitting group is free. Beginner classes are held on Thursday nights at 7, and the more advanced are welcome on Sundays at 1 o'clock. The website is gelatokarina.com, and let me just say, pumpkin gelato, yum. I wonder if there's a song about that in here somewhere. For those of you kids watching at home, these are called 8 tracks, and you are watching our Hardcore Hobbyist special on the Express. Up next, we're heading to Chilliwack to find out how, for the lucky ones, when leisure can become one's livelihood. We've got Anne Murray, Jefferson Airplane.
I think that people, when they think of stained glass, they think old, colorful, interesting, but, not for me. But glass is a world. Anything is possible with glass.
Spoken like a true artist. Karen Ireland's infatuation with glass began as leisure and has since become her livelihood, though it's still a labor of love. After selling off her 2 fast food restaurants and traveling the world with her husband, Karen got into glass full-time.
Glass is a fascinating medium. It's very unique in that it can be solid or semi-liquid, it can be many colors, it can be smooth, it can be transparent, it can be opaque, it can be 3-dimensional, it can be 2-dimensional, and it's ancient and modern.
Karen constructs a wide variety of glass creations. She currently designs and fabricates architectural pieces, blending demand with her own artistic design. She also likes to incorporate found objects into her glass work.
This is a privacy window, and it has floats in it. Glass floats that have been floating around the Pacific Ocean. And it has a bird that with acid etching with the details of the wings.
Not only does Karen work on large architectural glass projects, she also appreciates smaller things in life.
The butterfly in the window over there, and the bird in that window. Oh yes, and the heart.
Like many friends and family, Karen's sister Peggy is the recipient of many pieces of her glistening glasswork. Karen has also managed to merge her artistic talent for their family and with their late mother's marvels.
I like this because she did the top, and my mother did the bottom one. That is a stone house. That is where we were all born. One here, Jack, our brother, was a piece of glass out of his cottage. It's a family heirloom, and I really do appreciate it.
The creative process is so fun. The creative process, like this piece right here. I was going to throw these strips of glass, the clear strips, in the garbage. But I just started playing with it, and it became this. And the process of this happening is just so much fun.
From her old city of North Vancouver to her new community in Chilliwack, Karen is looking forward to sharing the product of her passion and teaching others the pleasure in the process.
My favorite to work on is my current project, which is what I'm working on it now, is the one that I'm emotionally involved with, but I'm looking forward to projects. I love doing projects.
For Shaw TV in Chilliwack, I'm Tiffany Gurden.
Karen's shop used to be located in North Vancouver, but now she calls Chilliwack home. The website is karenireland.ca. And that's it for today's Express special on Hardcore Hobbyists. We're going to leave you with a whirlwind visual tour of Can-Am Importique in Burnaby, which I have to say is the Disneyland of prop shops. Thanks for watching The Express, only on Shaw TV.
Show.